Happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Connecticut Latino News Opinion Plus, a monthly series airing every Friday. I'm Belen Dumont, and this is a space for our opinions where we talk about current events and questions the Latino community is curious about. Today, we are joined by Nandini Natarajan, CEO of Connecticut Housing Finance Authority. Welcome, Nandini. Thank you for joining us this week on CTLN Opinion Plus.
Thank you for having me, Belen.
It's a
Pleasure to be
pleasure.
here.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you. I was hoping to start off if you could tell us about CHFA's core mission and your role within local communities.
Sure. CHFA is a quasi-public organization. We were founded in 1969. What that means is that we're not quite a state agency, but we are quasi-public. So we work closely with the governor and the state's housing commissioner to help fulfill the state's housing policy objectives. Our mission is to alleviate the shortage of housing for low to moderate income families and persons in Connecticut. And we do this in a couple of different ways. So the first way is through providing mortgages for first-time home buyers, low and moderate income first-time home buyers. We also support a range of complementary services and programs like housing counseling, foreclosure prevention. On the rental side, we are a lender. We finance the creation and preservation of multifamily housing for low and moderate income households. So it's whether it's through home ownership or through rental, our commitment to Connecticut's communities is the same, which is we believe that all low and moderate income families and residents in Connecticut should have a range of choices where they can live, affordably, in safe, quality housing, and it's environmentally sustainable and economically healthy communities.
Thank you for that explanation. I appreciate it. I read that you were appointed as the organization's CEO in 2019, right before the pandemic, which has clearly amplified a lot of housing and security issues. I was wondering if you could speak a little bit about the most common housing-related issues that have emerged since then.
Absolutely. It's been quite a ride. Couldn't believe I took the position right before the pandemic. But the biggest takeaway for all of us in the last 2 years is that it's something we kind of already knew, but it took a pandemic to kind of put it in perspective. That home is not just four walls. It's more than four walls. It's more than our roof. It's more than an investment. It's really our sanctuary. It's our refuge. And for many during the pandemic, as you might recall, it served as a place of work. It still is for lots of people. It's a virtual school. It's a place to care for our loved ones who might have been sick. And that's why it's so important for CHFA and the Department of Housing to ensure that as many people as possible can continue to access that safe, stable, affordable housing. We have programs that we're running today, like My Home CT, which for folks or homeowners who are experiencing COVID-related hardships can receive the financial support that they would need to stay in their homes. We've also seen folks who, the Connecticut housing markets have shown sort of the evidence of pursuit of home. And by that, I mean like rents have risen sharply across the state, pushing people to consider purchasing their first home, which has had the effect of locking out first-time home buyers because they don't always have the cash down for a down payment, or they're not able to afford escalating home prices, especially in higher priced communities. And this is where we have a new program called Time to Own, which we think is coming at a good time. And we're going to get into that shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. You're heading right into it. So I guess, we can start with My Home CT. I was wondering if you can explain how it operates and what kind of assistance specifically it offers. And then if there are any other programs for current homeowners you want to add on to that, I'm happy to share.
Sure. So My Home CT came to Connecticut through the federal government. It offers assistance for homeowners who've experienced a financial hardship as a result of loss of employment, a reduction in income, an increase in living expenses, but all of it related to the pandemic and continuing as a result of the pandemic. And so COVID-19 has impacted people in all different sorts of ways, right? So we wanted to give homeowners flexibility both in the kinds of assistance that they can receive and the uses for that assistance. So the uses for that assistance can be to eliminate past due payments on your mortgage, as well as real estate taxes, water or sewer liens, condo or homeowner association fees, ground lease payments, and that's a pretty wide variety of things that we can cover past due amounts for, or payments up to 12 months in the future for somebody who is currently unable to meet all of their obligations under these categories. The maximum amount a homeowner can receive um, through any of these programs is through this particular program, sorry, is $30,000. And you can go online to our site, chfa.org/myhomect, for a full list of eligible uses and types of payments. You can also find out if you qualify for the program on the same site. There's even a place for you to submit your application directly. We're partnering with a bunch of organizations throughout the state, the list of which is also on the website. And these we're calling resource centers, and they basically allow folks to go in and get help completing their applications. If you don't have access to a computer or a mobile device, or you have questions, we also have a call center, which is available Monday to Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. That number is 877 894 4111.
We'll be sure to include the links and the numbers in the description of this video as well. Thank you for that. It is so crucial to have such a variety of ways to be able to access these resources. I really appreciate you explaining that. Like if you don't have internet access, you could possibly try to go in person or call as well. I'm wondering if we could talk about time to own then, and CHFA's down payment assistance loan programs, what sort of benefits these offers.
Sure. So for years, CHFA's down payment assistance program has been one of the biggest drivers of first-time home ownership in Connecticut. In many ways, it has helped to support home ownership among Latino home buyers at rates that far exceed Connecticut's averages. For example, in 2020, 23% of home buyers who received a mortgage through CHFA were Latino, compared to just 7% of home buyers who did not receive a CHFA mortgage. We've all heard the stories, right, from friends and family, or maybe even ourselves, going through it, being outbid for that dream home that we want. The stories of homes being sold at, being listed for 24 hours and then it's gone. And there's significant data to show that in the last 2 years, we've seen historically high prices and low inventory. So we were concerned that first-time home buyers did not have the resources they needed to compete, even with our traditional down payment assistance programs. So in partnership with the Department of Housing, we're so excited to offer Time to Own. It's a forgivable down payment program. It offers up to 20% for down payment and up to 5% for closing costs, up to a maximum of $50,000 at 0% interest with no monthly payment required. And each year that the homeowner is in the home, 10% of the Time to Own loan, the up to $50,000 loan, is forgiven, so that after 10 years, the entire amount is forgiven. It's a way to really build the equity for a first-time home buyer. It's uniquely designed to provide some level of assistance to anybody who's eligible. So regardless of where you're purchasing, and then for higher priced markets, we're offering additional assistance. So no matter where a Connecticut home buyer wants to put down roots, they can access, eligible home buyers can access this program and can, buy a home that they and their families could thrive in. So it is available with a CHFA first mortgage. So you have to work with one of our 12 participating lenders, and to get full details of all of this program, for this program, please go to our site, chfa.org/time-to-own.
Thank you so much. You're such an expert. I appreciate you breaking it down, especially I don't own a home, but just learning all of the basics of this already is really crucial. And thank you as well for the statistics on the Latino community. I also wanted to sort of gear a conversation towards that. The importance of community outreach and ensuring equal access to public resources has been exponentially important during the COVID crisis that is disproportionately affecting communities of color. A 2021 national housing study by Harvard University found that 50% of Hispanic Latino homeowners lost income by the first quarter of 2021, the highest of any ethnic group. And also in 2021, 16% of U.S. Hispanic Latino homeowners were behind on their mortgage payments, likely as a result. I'm wondering, in your opinion, before we go, how can local organizations help residents have more equal access towards public resources?
So history, you're right. History has shown us that for far too long, Latino homeowners have been more adversely impacted by the housing hardship throughout throughout different generations, and are more likely to be left out and left behind by recovery programs. So from the moment we started developing My Home CT, we knew it wasn't enough to make as many people aware as possible. If we truly wanted equitable access, we knew we needed to be more proactive. So we've become a lot more intentional in how we reach out to Latino homeowners. We've utilized trusted media partners like yourself and others to help spread the word. We're engaging in social media in both English and Spanish. We're portraying, inclusive imagery and messaging in all of our, all the advertising and messaging that we're doing. And everything we're doing, from our website to the marketing and outreach materials, is bilingual. We've reached out as well to faith-based and cultural organizations to try to raise as much awareness of all of our different programs as possible. And we realize this is not just a box we want to check, because we really are committed to an ongoing effort to reach Latino homeowners or would-be homeowners, right? Because there are people that may not know about the different options that are available. And we want to keep working with trusted partners in communities to ensure that they're aware and that they can access the assistance that's going to be critical to their future health, financial health, and the health of their families.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much for all your responses today and for just speaking with us. And thank you for being a guest on CTLN Opinion Plus. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you for the opportunity to talk about all the work we're doing in Connecticut. Whether you're looking for your first home or you're struggling to hold on to a home you have, I want to let you know, and all your viewers know, that CHFA is here to help. We're hiring. We're a mission-driven, community-minded organization. We provide a challenging, progressive, and supportive environment. You can visit us at chfa.org/careers to learn more. Thank you again.
Of course. Thank you for mentioning that as well. We'll definitely include that link in the bottom. It's going to be a full list of resources. Everyone, please join us again for another episode. We'll have more information on our discussion today, so please check out the web story on ConnecticutLatinoNews.com. Please follow us on Twitter at Connecticut Latino News and Instagram at Connecticut_Latino News. I'm Belen Dumont with Connecticut Latino News Opinion Plus, and I will see you all next time.